What it do, family? It's Sagi back with another video. Today I'm going to be telling y'all how 7 Habits of Highly Effective People changed my life. This is the first book I've ever read from cover to cover, and it felt like it was God's intervention. I can't even lie to you. I'm going to tell you all a little backstory on how I even stumbled across this book and what led up to me even trying to read it. Because I used to listen to Audible books. I used to listen to, Alchemist, Tony Robbins, people that would pump me up. But at the same time, I knew I was kind of missing out, like reading a hardcover book, because I'm going to have complete silence and I'm actually going to read and retain the information by taking notes as well. I used to just listen to it and walk. So it was going to be like a whole nother level of learning that I was going to go through. Backstory. I started trucking. I was like 30 days into trucking. At this point, I'm all alone. I went to Utah. I trucked all the way from Cali to Utah, and I delivered a load out there, as well as I was going to pick up a truck for my own. But what ended up happening was I was going to stay in CR England's bunkers. They had like 4 bunks per room. And it was literally like you bring your own blanket. It's just a dirty ass mattress, no sheets. But basically, other than my phone, I had no form of entertainment. They didn't have any TV or anything, which ended up being a blessing in disguise. So I'm going to Target. I go to Target and I'm just getting some groceries, getting some food. And then I stumble across the book section. I look at these books and I look at 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And I'm like, so many people have told me to read this book. I want to read it. What has held me back from reading this? It was a paradigm I had. I just can't read. I used to be the slow kid in class. I used to be the one like, bruh, you better not call on me for popcorn because I'm going to stumble. And it wasn't even necessarily that I couldn't read. It was that I would get so nervous that like my heart would kind of shake and like I would stumble across my words and like I felt everybody watching me, and it was just like a very stressful situation, which caused me to just like keep falling down and falling down. But I'm alone. Who's gonna make fun of me? So fuck it. I sat at that Target, on the floor of that Target, and I just opened up 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And at this point in time, I was pretty money hungry. I was like, I'm gonna get rich, and then I'm gonna fund my YouTube career, and then I'm gonna fund my music career, and I'm gonna just be living good. My family's gonna be good, and everybody will respect and love me. And I thought that was the right way to go about it. But the author kind of talks about centeredness. Like, what centeredness are you coming from? Are you principle centered? Are you money centered? Are you family centered? Are you greed centered? Are you hedonistic pleasure centered? Like, there's all these centers that you could be working from, and that's like kind of what comes back to you. So I was money centered. I was money centered like a mofo. I would just like, I just want to chase a bag and I just want to get rich. I just want to chase a bag and I just want to get rich. My family could wait. My girl could wait. My friends could wait. All my connections could wait. I just want to get rich. And that led me to just run to the quickest bag that I saw. And I thought that was trucking. And it turned out not to be, honestly. It turned out not to be, because when I did the trucking, making $400 to $600 a week, not cool. And, I was living out the truck, paying for like 3 to 4 different gym memberships and paying for my own groceries too. So like the money wasn't what I thought it would be. I thought it would be $1,400 to $1,600 a week, which, like, they told me it was gonna be that. But long story short, it wasn't. But I think it was a blessing in disguise because of the growth that I went through during this time. At that point, I read like maybe the first chapter of it, and I was like, It talked about the paradigm and a paradigm shift. And basically what a paradigm is like, if you looked through a pair of glasses into the world, and based on your belief system, it added a tint. And it was like, either it could be like, oh, I love the world. Oh, it's so bright. It's so vibrant. I love everything about this world. Gratitude if you're on that higher energy platform. But then you could also put a darker tint on it. If you have kind of a cynical belief system where it's like everybody's out to get you, nobody has good intent for you, and it's just going to be nothing but trials and tribulations and nothing ever works out for you, you have bad luck, just the fact that you believe that you have bad luck, you're gonna run into more bad luck over time. There's loud ass kids. They're cute, but god damn, shut. Nah, I'm playing. I'm playing a little bit. I got some of that in me, but damn, I got distracted. Oh yeah, a paradigm. So if you're looking at the world through different centers, if you're looking at it like, oh, nothing ever is gonna work out for me, you're gonna look at the world in a dark way, and you being at neutral would be better than you looking at the world like that. Because if you have an opportunity presented in front of you, say you see a pretty girl and she looks at you, you guys share a smile. If automatically in your head you think, oh no, I'm ugly, that girl's never gonna want me, and you kind of like give yourself that easy way out, cool, you're never gonna find love. That girl who's probably feeling you, you're never even gonna know if she was feeling you, because you refused to take the risk, because you had those dark glasses on where you had a negative belief of yourself. But if you were like, damn, she's beautiful, you know what, even if I am fearful, I'm gonna go up to her, I'm gonna say what's up, I'm gonna introduce myself. Even if you just go with that, like, I'm confident, I'm good looking, like, hey, how you doing? Boom. Even if you get rejected after that, you're gonna have some confidence because you went and you saw opportunity and you went for it. And then it's like, cool, you're going for the opportunities now, rather than having this negative paradigm where it's like, oh, any opportunity that's presented in front of me, I don't want to even go towards. So you're just like putting yourself in a box of your own belief systems. And I kind of looked at that like, damn, how many boxes have I been putting myself into? How many times did I have an opportunity in front of me and I just talked myself out of it because, oh, I'm not good enough. I shouldn't. Like, damn, bruh. I gotta change that. Okay. Now I'm really getting into this book. And another thing it taught me, the centeredness. I was money hungry. I was money centered, where it was like, I wouldn't give up my morals or values, but I feel like I gave up so much just to chase a bag. And it was like, this bag that I'm chasing, even for the long term, like, if I went to it with my principles, which I'm kind of just doing now, like, this YouTube stuff, this self-development shit, I love this. I love reading and I love conveying the message forward, because I used to be that guy that was just on YouTube, like, how to be a stoic man, how to make girls like you, how to be socially accepted, how to get big and strong, because I felt like I didn't have that information available to me. And it's like, the only way I could really do it is let me go read, or let me watch these YouTube videos. There's not really somebody I could ask. You ask your friends how to do that shit, they're gonna clown you over it. You feel me? But I feel like there were so many Big Brother channels out there that like, y'all are putting me on. Y'all are putting me on. And the littlest things, they would always say read, but I never read, because I always had that paradigm like, oh, I can't read. But I was just nervous. I was always a pretty smart kid. I was never like slow in that sense, but when the pressure got to me, I would fold under that pressure. There's two ways you could look at it. I actually got this from Tony Robbins. This is a whole different book altogether. But like, when you have a big opportunity in front of you, and when you start getting those butterflies, you could get that message and you could receive it as two ways. One, oh, I'm nervous. Oh, I'm gonna have a mental breakdown. Oh, I'm gonna have a panic attack. Or you could be excited. Oh, I'm excited for this opportunity. Oh, I'm about to kill this. And it's the same exact feeling that everybody gets. It's how they receive the message. It's like, oh, I'm going to go kill this opportunity, and now I'm hyped up. Or, oh, I'm hella fearful. And then they get into that poor physiology. Nah, you got to choose to be excited. It's a choice that you got to make. Nobody else is going to make that choice for you. But back to 7 Habits, the centeredness. That was the biggest thing I got from it. Rather than being money-centered, I really took the time to write down what my principles are. Like, what type of person do I want to be in this world? I don't want to be the person that just takes advantage of others just so I could get a little bit more and they could get a little bit less. That's a win-lose situation. What I want to do is I want to find win-win situations for me and the people around me. And I want to attract better people into my life by continually bettering myself as a person. Now I'm going to break down the 3 forms of dependency. So on the lowest tier, dependency. Like you're dependent on everybody. This could be in a relationship. This could be on your parents. This could be on anything where it's like in a relationship, you're emotionally dependent on your partner to like, oh, you have to boost my ego. You have to boost me up because I don't have that within myself. Or like on your parents, it's like, oh, you have to do all this and this and this for me because I don't know how to do it. Then there's independence. That's kind of like that, well, I don't really need anybody. I can do everything myself. I kind of went into that stage as well. But then I ran into some great people where it's like, I've partnered up with these people and they've shown me that like 1 + 1 = 3. You get a whole different entity of energy when you pair up with good people that want to see you win and you want to see them win. Yo, you could take it way further. So I found, a couple of producers. Shout out Biz the Demon. Shout out KD Russia. Shout out DZ Pender. Yo, cool ass people. I met them. Now, say my overall in music, my voice, my rapping, I'm at like an 87, 91. But my beat selection, my beat making, it's at like a, 70 to 75. But I run into these producers who is like, yo, they're like 92 to 95 overalls in making beats. All right, cool. Now we could make a way better project just together. Then I go to an engineer. That engineer is like a 92, 95 overall. Now we got like, top-notch quality music. We could take this to the records, We could be #1 overall. I have a strong belief in that, and I have a strong belief in my music, especially now that I'm finding my voice. But it's a matter of me showing up every day, writing, bettering my pen, because I could say I'm all this and all that, but I've only done this for 5 years. 10 years is really when you master it. 10 years is when Russ did it. Shout out Russ. He's dope as hell. But the second level, independence. After that is interdependence. And that's everything that I talked about. Interdependence is where you're independent within yourself, where, hey, like if I'm making music, I could make my own beat. I could engineer my own music as well as I could do my own videography. I bought this camera. I learned how to edit my camera. But I know there's better videographers out there. I know there's better producers out there. And if I team up with them and I give them this quality, where I'm just talking to the camera or I'm rapping on a beat or I'm, taking my music to the studio, I know we could get a lot better of a platform. Those are like the main 3 things I learned. It was the dependence, going from dependent to independent to interdependent. And then it was going from money centered to principle centered. And being proactive as an individual rather than just being like, oh, the world's against me. Nobody wants to see me win. Kind of having this cynical mindset to switching my paradigm. I feel like that book has given me so many gems, and I would highly recommend you guys check that book out too, because personally that's been a life changer, and I feel like it could change a lot of lives out there for, y'all as well, if you are struggling with certain things like that. If you're going through a little bit of insecurity, if you're going through a little bit of, I don't know if I should approach that girl because I don't have that self-confidence within myself, or if you're going through that, I don't want to team up with anybody because everybody has it out for me. Everybody just wants to take advantage of me. And here's the thing, I slip back into that all the time. It's just something that I gotta continually like. There's a reason I've read this book and handed this book out like 5 times. I always come back to it. I look at this like a Bible. Now, not just like a Bible, like get God out of the equation. I believe in God and I love God. But I see it as like a self-help journal of I'm being a little bit cynical. Let me go to chapter 1. Let me see what proactivity is about. Let me see where my paradigm is at right now. Let me remeasure my principles. Let me see where I could go with this. But yeah, that's how the 7 habits changed my life. Hopefully it could change yours too. Love y'all. Bye.